Welcome to our Properties of Matter escape room. In this video, I'm going to walk you through each of the puzzles and give you some brief instructions on how to complete each puzzle. So as we see here, our mission objective is to complete each of the following puzzles to collect the data needed to construct our scientific argument. So let's get started with puzzle 1. So here you will see a sudoku puzzle. The clue tells us to complete the sudoku puzzle based on the directions below. What you'll need to do is fill in this grid with the 4 shapes provided here so that each shape is only used once in each row, which is a cross, each column, which is vertical, and each region, which is these larger squares made up of 4 individual squares. Once you solve the Sudoku puzzle by again assuring that each one of these rows, columns, and larger square regions only has each shape once, you will then move on to the next slide to determine the code. So once we've solved our Sudoku puzzle, copying and pasting these shapes that I've provided and dragging them into the appropriate squares, you're ready to move on to solve the clue. So here it tells us to use your solve Sudoku puzzle in the chart below to determine which of the codes on the right, so pink, yellow, or blue, reflect a correct match of the numbers in the chart and the Sudoku shapes. So I want to come over here and look at this code. So here it's telling me that the 4th square in the Sudoku puzzle, which is here, should be a star. So what I want to do is look at, again, square 4 in my Sudoku puzzle. Let's look back. That would be this square here and determine if it is a star. If it is a star, then I would continue going and check square 1, square 7, square 16 until I find one that doesn't align. However, if it's not a square, I can immediately determine that this code is not correct. I would then go through all of my codes and determine which one has all 4 correct. That would tell me that that is my correct code, and that is the property that I should choose. So if I choose pink, I will choose this information about the properties. Yellow, I will choose this one, or blue, I will choose this one. Once you determine that, you're ready to record it in your data table and move to your next puzzle. In our next clue, it tells us to complete the puzzle on the next slide by filling in the bottom row of the table with the correct letters from the crossword puzzle. We will then use the last name that our answer spells out to determine the correct set of properties below. So here, you will need to work together with your team to solve the crossword puzzle. For each answer, I will then be able to fill in the letter that spells out my clue. So for example, I would first start by looking at 3 down. I would solve 3 down, which is here. And then I would find the 6th letter of that answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would then fill in whatever that 6th letter is here. Once I've solved all 5 of those clues and filled in the appropriate answers, again, it will spell out a name. Once I know what that name is, I can come back here and decide which of these options reflects the name that my answer is spelled out. Whichever one I choose, I then have the mass information for the 2 samples. Once I've done that, I record it in my table and ready to move on to my next puzzle. So this mission objective tells us to complete the puzzle on the following slide to solve the 2 clues that are provided. So here you will see a puzzle. So what you want to do is drag around the pieces until you've actually put together the puzzle. Once your puzzle is put together, you'll be able to go back. Once your puzzle is put together, you will be ready to go back and use these clues to determine the solubility. The top clue tells us that the puzzle image will include a sign, which actually will tell you directly in the message the solubility of substance 1 in water. The second clue, you will have to figure out which of these is true in order to determine the solubility of substance 2. In our next puzzle, you will be cracking a code. So it tells us to fill in the blanks below using the table and the key. to find the boiling point of substance 1. So here you will see that we have 4 blanks to fill in for the boiling point, and we have our code here. I will simply use my code CQ1 to look up at my table to find the emoji in CQ1. I will then come over to this table to find out what number that emoji represents. I'm then done with my first number in my boiling point, and I will continue with the rest until I have the boiling point of substance 1. I will then repeat that same process for substance 2, and once I have both boiling points, I'm ready to record them in my data table. This next puzzle tells us to work as a team to solve the brain-twisting rebus puzzles on the following 2 slides. Then tells us that the 2 slides contain those 6 brain teaser puzzles. You'll work together with your team to solve at least 4 of the 6 puzzles. Once you are done solving 4 of the 6 puzzles, you will choose a representative to come back and show Mrs. Santiago your 4 answers to those clues, and I will then provide you with the densities of both substance 1 and 2. Here you will see those rebus puzzles that we spoke about. So again, out of the 6 that you see here, you are responsible for solving 4 of them in order to be given the density information of the substances. Once you have recorded your densities, you are done with your escape room. Congratulations, you are ready to go back and complete your data analysis and write your scientific conclusion.